Hi, I'm Dr. Dorothy Armstrong and I've been working on the Sensibility Project for the past year. I'm here in Mohill Library, which hosts this amazing sensory room. So here I am in the sensory room and there's some fabulous features. You've got these lovely relaxing colours, there's relaxing floor coverings and lovely lights that can be adjusted and things to touch. And it's incredible, and it just shows the welcome there is for neurodiverse people in the library setting. And honestly, this library could be used by any age, whether it's maybe an older adult with dementia or a young autistic child. What would be a really good idea would be to show them this little clip before they come so they know what to expect, because that can be more relaxing for them. We hope you really enjoy this sensory room and that we get loads of use from it. And what I want to talk to you about today is this gross motor kit that we have that you could borrow for your children. So if your child has difficulty with throwing and catching and balance, this is probably a really good kit for you to start with. And what we've done is we've been thinking of how you could grade the activities as you go, starting with a really big ball like this, which will be easy to catch, and then moving down to different sizes of balls. So to that one, which has a lovely texture in it, and moving down then to this ball, which is smaller again, but relatively easy to catch because of the way it's kind of netted, and it's a little bit of a heavy ball too, which makes it slow when you're throwing it. So if you're thinking about these to start with, what you're wanting to do is work with your child. Start by standing in front of them and throwing the ball to them and getting them to catch it and throw it back to you. You can increase the distance between you and your child, and that grades it, makes it a little more difficult. And another thing you can do is change the angle that you're throwing the balls at as well. And that's another little bit of a difficulty, and it grades it again, making it harder as you go. So once your child gets comfortable with that, you can try these smaller balls. So these are much harder to catch because they're smaller. So you might start again, standing in front of each other, throwing face to face, and then varying the angles which you throw the balls at. So a child that's reluctant to engage in this kind of activity might be more likely to with these fabulous balls, because they feel lovely to touch and they're spiky, and it makes the game more fun. And we've got a couple of different varieties. We've got this one. This is another kind of a feel to it. Now this is very heavy, which will make it slow when you're throwing and therefore easier to catch. Do you know what? You could even practice one-handed catching with a ball like that if your child is getting very good at the kit. And then right down to this smaller little ball there. So you've got lots of different sizes of balls, and that's a great way to grade the activity with your child. Now, if your child has difficulty with hearing, this is a fantastic ball. And again, you'd pump these all up when you get them. You'll hear it has a little bit of a sound in it. So when you're throwing it, you get that sound. So for a child who's difficulty hearing, that's going to help them know where the ball is. But also it could be an attractive piece for any child who might just enjoy the sound of it as it goes through the air towards them. So that's the throwing and catching, and that's important. And don't forget, as well as throwing and catching, why not do some kicking as well? So you could be rolling the ball and they could kick it to you and kick it back. And the same thing, starting with the big balls and working down to some of the smaller balls, and maybe aiming at different things as well, aiming at goal posts. Also in our gross motor kit, we've got these little things for balance. These are little, they're called river stones, and they're for balancing. And you place these on the floor. I'll take some out for you. You've got lovely different colours, all sorts of gorgeous colours. And we've got 6 in total, and you can place those on the floor, and the child has to go maybe on tippy toes and balance on them, and you can make a lovely game out of that. I've made games before with children where we maybe imagine we're in a fantasy island and there's water everywhere, and we've got to step on these in order to maybe rescue a teddy at one end or something that we have as part of our adventure, because it's really important to make all this fun. They shouldn't feel like it's really boring and they're doing a load of boring therapy. It should be done as a game, so your child doesn't even know they're working on balance. And when you look in our catalogue, you'll also notice we've got balance boards that you could borrow as well as a separate piece, and that can be helpful if you're working on balance with your child. Now, just as a little added extra, we've included in this kit this tin, and it's Upper body and core strength. Now, core strength is really, really important. That's strength in your tummy muscles, in your back and in your shoulders. And that's very important for sitting. And even for handwriting, you've got to be able to sit properly to handwrite. And there's loads of ideas on this card. And again, don't make it into a boring exercise thing. Make it into a game. Maybe you can do follow a leader, where you have a few children and a child takes it in turn to pick a card and maybe demos the action and everyone has to follow it, or things like that. Taking it in turns can be so much fun. Make it fun. Don't make it into a boring exercise piece. In fact, I would say to you with children, don't even use the word exercise. Just say, we're going to play a fun game today. I wanted to pull out some of these just to show you. Sure, look at that. You've got twist and dance. And on the back, it has a little game on the back. It'll tell you a little game you can play on the back of each card. And then I wanted to show you another one is like an aeroplane, just to give you an idea of what's here. And you have, this one is pushing against a wall. I particularly like that chairlift for the arms. You have some of your classics, like your little tunnel crawl on the floor, like commando crawling. So there's lots of different ideas, and it includes things like your trunk, your core, your shoulders, your arms, your wrists, your hands, and a number of stretches. So that's all in that little tin. Lovely ideas and things that you can do with your children. So we really hope you enjoy this kit and your children enjoy it too. Thank you so much.